Hi guys, so in today's video I'm just going to be showing you my Y2K phone collection so far. I never really wanted to film this video until I got a bigger collection, because I remember from only having 3 phones people were asking me, can you film a collection video? And I was like, I have 3 phones. So I've just been putting this video off and off and off because it's better to have a little bit of a collection, you know what I mean? So the first phone that I want to show is this one. This was a really early 2000s phone. I think it was like 2001 or something like that. It was my first ever phone, okay? It's a swivel phone, like this, with the aerial at top. And all the rubber along here has gone to the south and back again. It's so bad. Like, everyone loves rubber, like feeling stuff and everything, but rubber goes really bad after a few years. It goes really sticky and decomposes almost, and so I tried to strip it first, that didn't work, so I just put powder on it because you know, so it doesn't look that great, and that's why I'm not going to do any super close-ups, because it's just it's aged, okay? This was seen as a business phone, one of those I don't know. I used to have a huge sticker on the back of this. I don't know why I took it off, but these phones are going for 100 quid, 200 quid, and because it's a bit of a rare phone and it's hard to find one that works. This does work, but it's locked to Virgin, so I need to get it unlocked really, and it's really difficult to find places that unlock really old phones, so I haven't got around to doing it yet. But yeah, so I currently cannot use it, but it does work. Turns on, battery works, charger works. Although let me tell you, it's really hard to find a replacement charger if you ever do lose it for this. Really flipping difficult. Okay, so the next phone is my second, I think my second phone, because it's more beat up, and I feel like this was one of the phones that you could literally throw across the, you know, the park or whatever, and it would hit the floor and be fine, like one of these. This, unfortunately, doesn't have anything of mine on it. I had all my old texts and everything, but you know, when you're an older sister, you kind of pass your phones down the generations, do you know what I mean? And so my sister had it, and then my mom had it, so there's nothing of mine on here. Does turn on, does work. This is the V220, I think. This is well, it's not iconic, but you can find it in pink, and then there's loads of pictures of this phone in pink, so it's recognised that way. It was seen as the more beefier, cheaper version of the Motorola Razr, which I do have. You see how slim that one is compared to this one? Yeah, it's quite a beefy, chunky phone and stuff. So I always, you know, had this one and stuff, whereas my friend had this one, because this was the glamour phone. All my phones from Y2K, the silver ones, are just the cheaper sort of versions of phones, but the glamour popular phones I never had in school. I always had the cheaper silver versions. Although my sister, she got tons of pink stuff. I used to ask for pink stuff all the time. She never did, but she got pink stuff constantly, and so I never had the Razr. I just had this one. But yeah, you can also see the size difference. It's sort of the same, but look at the screen on this one. So this was my phone, that I remember using so much. This was the slidey slide. So, as you can imagine, guess what phone I asked for at Christmas instead of this phone? Go on, go on, go on. I'll give you a bit of time. Guess. I asked for this one, which was the LG chocolate, and I didn't get it. I got the bulky silver phone of the decade, okay? I was so jealous of this phone. My friend actually had this phone, I think in white, because there is the hot pink, and I think there's a normal pink and some others. And this phone was white, but I stripped the housing and changed it. So this was the one that could do everything, and mine was the one that could only record music in 30 seconds. So you could only listen to a track if you'd recorded it on your phone for 30 seconds, and then listen to the next bit with the next 30 seconds that you recorded. And there was always a jump, a little gap. So it was dun 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 dun. so Yeah, this is the phone that's got all the memories on it with like all the texts and like all the pictures. And when they used to boast about having megapixels, and my dad, when he saw it, he was like, oh, it's got such a good camera, Sarah. You know, it's got, look at the camera, it looks really good. And I was like, yeah, but Dad. There was this one, oh, there was the Rhino phone, I think, as well. The Rhino that could like, it was silver, like a silver front that would look like a mirror, and then it would like, you'd look at it and it'd be a screen, so it was a mirror. So I either wanted that one or this one, but got this one instead. And Dad was like, they didn't have pink, there was no pink in the store. Yeah, still a chonk, still works well, and I always really appreciated the slidiness of it. It's very satisfying, you know? And I personally think this one's got the better slide. These were just, you know, fashion phones, and these were like practical phones. So now we've actually covered all the silver old phones. Now we're just going into my kind of pink phones that I had. So the next phone I had was the Samsung Taco Light, but I had it in black and it got stolen like I think a week after I had it, and it was my fault because I wore like ridiculous coats that just had like pockets where you could just stick your hand in as opposed to like a zip and stuff, so it just disappeared. I really liked the pink version. It was the one phone I actually really did want in pink, and so I bought it obviously today, like this sort of era, and it was super cheap and super good quality as well. Although the one phone I really do want is the Hello Kitty version of this one, and it was selling like mad like on eBay a couple of years ago, but now it's like nowhere to be found. It's like rare, so I'm really gutted because I really want that edition. But this is the Samsung Taco Light. And around the same sort of time, the LG Cookie came out, which I love LG. Like, they have the LG Chocolate, the LG Cookie, like iconic names that we just wish we had today instead of LP 500 or iPhone 7. You know. And so this was the pink version, and it came with a stylus, which I've dropped there, and it was I think it was the cheaper version of the Taco Light, and it had 3 megapixels. It was literally an identical phone basically to this one. Whoops, dropping it. It was an identical phone to this one, but the Samsung Taco Light could do a bit more, like you'd pay more for Samsung, you know, as well, but it had like, you could listen to music in the background, whereas I don't think you could on this one. There was something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something that really attracted me to this phone over this one, because like phones were like capacitive touchscreen and buttons were easily pressed, you know. People's like, what do they call it? Do they call it like a bum phone? Like they bummed their phone or fat fingered their phone. Like basically they leave it in their pockets and it just randomly calls people or texts people, and that always happened to my friend, who would not believe me. He was like, I'm not making calls, I'm not phoning you, Sarah, I'm not texting you, Sarah, what are you talking about, and stuff, and I was like, you are literally phoning me for hours on end. I hang up the call and it redials me, and I can't like get off it until like I like block your number, which I don't think you could back in the day. I think I remember saying like I have to turn my phone off and all that, and he wouldn't believe me until he realised that he didn't have any credit at all, and he was like, oh, my phone, which has been wedged against my backside, has been making calls. It was making booty calls. So yeah, that was always funny, and that was the experience of the Y2K era, as well as the fact that you would always run out of space on your phone because you were like you were sending so many messages that the message would require space on your phone, that you would like run out of like space because of all your messages, and you couldn't just like delete all your messages. You had to go through individually and just go delete, 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 and so like as a texter I used to have like, I think I maybe sent like 2,000 texts a month. And back in those days we used to have to try and find bundles, like pay-as-you-go bundles that would say like, okay, you get this certain amount of text, certain amount of calls and all that, because I went through pay-as-you-go credits so fast on Tesco Mobile, which a lot of these phones actually are. I think this one and this one are Tesco Mobile. They were offering like a if you top up £10 you get like 20, you know, as opposed to that. Or if you top up £20 you get 40. I think it was like double the credit sort of thing. And so I used to get through that like no tomorrow. I swear like they must have done something to make like texts more expensive, or maybe because you have more that you think, oh, I'm going to text more, and then you end up spending more, because my phone bill was just so expensive. Like it was way more than the landline. And then at the time as well, I started like phoning boys, you know, and stuff, and me and my friend would be on the phone for like an hour, like just talking constantly. Actually, we talked so much our other friend got jealous and started rumours about me. It was that is how long we used to just like hang out and stuff. I mean, technology back in those days was so different as well. We would just sit there and just make random videos of like whatever you could record max time on this. I think it was like a minute of random funny videos. And I mean, my friend, she had the Razor, and she would always run out of storage space constantly, and you couldn't put like a SD card in this. You had to like upgrade the whole thing. So she I think she had like the version 1 Motorola Razr, then she had the 2, then the 3 and stuff. She was just so like bummed because we used to use so much phone space. And I think it's because she had the lucky camera at the front where you could record here and stuff, so you could like see and talk to your friends and stuff and do kind of like funny videos, as opposed to my phone where you'd have to literally turn it around and not be able to see the screen, which was a problem. And yeah, I mean, geez, I mean, we come from phones that didn't even have cameras at all. Like that has no camera, just a straight business phone. And actually, I didn't buy this, like my parents didn't buy this phone. My uncle worked in Virgin Mobile, like the mobile store, and he just randomly somehow got a phone, got to take home phones at, I don't know, for work. And he just like, Sarah, here you go, here's a phone. I was like, oh yeah, ma, my first phone and stuff. And because I used to use those brick phones, like the Philips ones. I had one, but it was never a phone. It was like a play thing. It was like a toy. I could never text or call on it. It was just like a you know, a prop, just a toy. But this one was my first proper phone. And my dad was so annoyed because he was like, why is my brother buying my daughter phones? Like, we need to have this whole conversation of, you know, of her having her first phone, like, properly. So I was really happy that my uncle bought me quite a high-end phone at the time, and I was like, this is my phone. But I was so young, like, no one even knew, like, what this was, and I don't even remember texting or doing anything on this phone. I just remember playing games, and then I lost it once and I was gutted because I couldn't find it for years. I lost this for like years. And then I think it was when I was doing like a big clear out and sorting out my wardrobe and stuff, which as an adult I appreciate myself doing, because when you move out you need so many boxes, and if you organise it all as a child, you're like, okay, here's this. And I remember just spending like 2 weeks solid working on this wardrobe, and bam, I found it. I was like, memories. I finally found my phone, my first ever phone. That's the reason it's in safekeeping with its charger and everything, because I eventually found it. I mean, the thing is, at the time as well, my friend had an iPod, one of these things, which was very popular. Along with like phones, people had these things, and I didn't. I actually had a really bulky MP3 player because it was 20 quid from PC World, you know. I needed one for dance because I was doing dance GCSE, and I needed an MP3 player, and everyone had these things, and I was gutted and stuff. But yeah, that's the iPod. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.